Meni washte undakapedo.
I'd like to thank all of you for joining us. This is the 4th annual placemaking residency.
You can't have health unless you have sustainability. And that's ultimately what equity is at the community level. It's really about trying to understand how this is all connected.
So we've really made it hard for people to be physically active. We build neighborhoods for cars.
In our South Loop District Plan, we're really looking at this area as being the place where we can do true mixed-use kind of transit-supported development.
The shops are open late, so I can pick up my milk and chocolate.
The various very specific ethnic cuisines that are here on the east side as a way for people to learn how through food we can learn each other's stories.
How could we put people first in the situation? How could we put the experience of people at the front of the discussion?
It's about creating community. It's about creating great public spaces. It's about people getting to know their neighbors again.
And when we see land as a community to which we belong, we may begin to use it with love and respect.
So when you think of the river below and the Milky Way above, they mirror each other, and the tree is the bridge.
But it's on a much bigger scale mixed use rather than...
Yeah. We St. Paulites are very proud people and proud of our neighborhoods in St. Paul.
Literally had hundreds, if not thousands of hours of volunteer effort and contribution into reclaiming this space as a community asset.
All 6 of these houses built in 1889. They're all variations on the theme.
So the unique thing about Minnesota, and I love being in Minnesota because you have such incredible leadership here. The mayor of St. Paul, you've got the mayor of Minneapolis, you've got great state health department leadership, you've got great community leadership, you've got great community-based organization leadership, you've got great foundation leadership. You have it all here in Minnesota. And if you can't do it here, we can't do it anywhere. So we're looking to Minnesota to lead in the 21st century, to show us how it can be done, how to build equity in health in the U.S. in the 21st century. Show us how it can be done. You've got all the ingredients right here.
If you can follow these principles for Portland, you will get an amazing greenway that serves all users and serves active mobility and public health best. But really thinking about who do these different programs serve? What age groups? Are there places for kids to play? Are there places that older folks feel comfortable sitting and watching kids play?
This should be about how we facilitate non-English speaking immigrants participating in land use decisions in their communities. This is critical to building equity.
Interpretive element, interpretive intervention that kind of brings you from the LRT to the refuge.
The question was sort of like, if we want to get people from the stop down to the visitor center, who are those people? One of the main things we want to look at creatively today is how do we connect the visitor center with the light rail platforms that we're about halfway to right now.
An 18-year-old track star sprinter couldn't get across the street. I don't know how any normal citizen would be able to shop here.
But you look at so many of the urban environments that we do create, the decisions that designers do make, and it's as if we're designing to keep people away. This idea that you sort of, in American cities, often just move through space rather than stopping and being there, because usually there's no reason to stop. These projects provided that reason to stop.
You have some of the best overall health status in the country, but you hold yourselves accountable to the disparities. And that speaks to something about the social fabric of a community.
So we have come to believe that Portland is going to become, potentially the third really primary north-south spine in downtown Minneapolis.
But really looking for ways that undervalued and disinvested neighborhoods can, really focus on reclaiming those aspects of their cultural heritage in a way that invites people in and participates.
The most important thing we can do is A, change what people are eating, but B, build physical activity, build walking, build connection into the healthy world, back into our lives. And
this is sort of classic Americana.
Yes.
We absolutely ought to have a bus kiosk here, but the bus kiosk ought to be back about 5 feet.
Yes.
So that, because the message here is, if you're in a wheelchair, you have no business going along this sidewalk.
All of the buildings in this development are being carbon footprinted. We know more about the structures that are being built on this site from an energy and carbon performance than probably any other economic development entity in the country.
And yet we've built America where it's fundamentally impossible in many neighborhoods to walk. So in a way, we've made it really hard for people to be healthy in the United States. And if you're poor, it's even harder.
So in a sense, we're all just this grass. We're here for a short while. We're the leaves on these sacred cottonwood trees, our Sundance tree.
We need to build America for people. We need to build it for children. We need to build it for our elderly.
Health is political, and we have to think about how do we foster robust participation to get, as the mayor said, all of the voices that need to be at the table to make decisions. We make better decisions when we have more people included.
And I sort of feel like East 7th divides us. You know, you're either on one side or the other, and it's hard to get to the other place. And I'd like to look at ways at which we can make the river a place that unites us and make East 7th Street a place that unites us, the street itself.
We feel that this store will really help us align in general with our mission and our ends. We really do want to work hard on making access to healthy foods better, both in terms of location as well as pricing and the different programs that we have.
Right. I certainly saw that when it came out. How's that?
We don't have that many here. But I know we have to, yeah.
They bring the posters.
Well, and also...
Which leads you visually to this incredible thing. This was the commissary for the Northern Pacific. My dad worked there 50 years.
The kids use this as a sledding deal in the winter.
Oh, do they really?
Come in the opposite head of each other. Yeah.
Parks and trails, yeah, we're actually members. And go to your annual meeting. Talk about this next week.
And a barcode with you. Apparently this is a kaleidoscope.
I really
Joe Greiner, good to see you. A couple times.
I'm doing the letter O. You are doing great.
With the smile.
What are your signs going to say?